You can shit on the sex guys. That's what makes them sex guys. You can't shit on the normal guys.
Well, Libby sent me a DM and said, there's these real ale guys. Now, they remind me a touch. I'm going to read the start of the Wikipedia for real ale, which my favorite thing about it currently is that they call it real ale.
Yep.
Like that it's already like confrontational.
Yes, it's very interesting sort of branding as a branding technique, to say like this is the only type that is real,
The other stuff is bullshit. So presumably that means all the other stuff that that a real plebe like me would drink would be fake ale.
Yes. Well, real ale is the name coined by the Campaign for Real Ale, CAMRA. Very hard to search. For beer that is brewed from traditional ingredients, matured by secondary fermentation in the container from which it is dispensed and served without the use of extraneous carbon dioxide. And
wait, does that mean that it doesn't have? Do you know what I mean? Like that what carbon? Like, does it have the like
bubbles?
Is it bubbled up or
not really?
Wait,
let me try some.
Wait a second.
Yeah. We can talk about that in a bit.
Like flat beer is kind of like a thing that is considered to be bad normally, but in this case, it's good.
You are touching on the absolute crux of the issue here, which is the number one thing that real ale guys do not want you to say is that their ale is warm and flat. If you say that the ale is warm and flat, they get so mad.
Wait a second, though. Call me crazy. Why would it be warm? Why wouldn't they? Why would
we can get into that, Chris.
They chill the beer.
You can't do that. It fucks it up. You can't put it in. What I've learned is that you can put it in some sort of a cellar that's in a basement, which would be cooler than the room upstairs. But I think even in the end, you have to bring it to the room upstairs. So that's like kind of a problematic thing.
Can you not put it in the fridge?
No, they
Don't
would
do that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they'd be so fucking mad if you did that.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I had absolutely no idea that they fucking. It's similar to piss.
Yes, it's very, it's a little, I would say it's a little cooler than piss temperature. The correct serving temperature is 50 to 55 degrees. So I think if your piss is coming out at 50 degrees, you're probably dead.
True.
Okay.
But oh no. Everybody go let's take a piss break. Go check our piss.
Well, I looked into this and I found a bar that serves mostly real ales. And I saw this.
Sorry, a bar? What's a bar?
I'm sorry, it's a pub. We don't say pub in America. We're not going to do that, okay? There is a pub right across the street from me, and I'm like, this is Ohio.
No way.
I swear to you.
We have a lot of them, too, I will say. I mean, Vancouver, where I live in Canada, we're extremely multicultural, and we have like a huge Irish community here and British community, and so we have some classic proper pubs. But I don't really notice the difference when I go into a bar or a pub personally.
I don't know the difference.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's very vibes based, and also just having grown up in the UK, there is a type of environment that I would walk into that I would recognize as feeling like a pub, and that would be low ceilings, cramped, smelling of kind of yeast, I guess, and actually smelling a little bit of ale, or kind of farms or men or something. Not smelling clean, certainly. And like low lighting, small wooden tables, and again, they're not all like that. There are lots of pubs in the UK that are more modern. But that is the kind of environment that if I walk into it in the US, I'm like, oh, this is trying to be a pub.
Yeah. It's kind of sad to try to be something. I guess
they could be British. I don't know. Like, I will say, to give the benefit of the doubt, they could be a British expat or whatever who's wants to have a little taste of home,
Right. This is the thing that I struggle with, because in LA there are quite a lot of British people, and especially in Santa Monica. There's like a few British pubs there. And I find it hard to relate to, because like I came here to get away from Britain and actively do not enjoy, especially when it comes to food and drink culture. That is not something I'm really ever seeking to recreate here. Like fish and chips would be like the one thing that I really want to be able to get a good version of.
Fish and chips.
Now,
I gotta fish and chips.
I gotta read this. I gotta find it real quick, because I did look at some reviews of pubs. Oh, here it is. Justin Burgess reviewed a pub in New York that is widely considered the best British pub in the United States.
Wow.
What's it called? Can we give it a little
the
shout out?
Churchill Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Winston Churchill is from the UK. It might be a reference to that.
I would say I was there like, God, I went there for my 24th birthday. So that was 2014, and so maybe it's changed since then. But I didn't think it was all that British. Like, I got a lemon drop there,
From what I understand, they play Winston Churchill speeches in the bathroom.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Oh, wow! So it sounds like Chris kind of knows his British stuff a little bit. So that turns out that was correct. So this is actually very cool to me, though, that Libby went to this pub on her birthday, like this. So this pub is legit, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin Burgess says 9 months ago, service was great. Food was good, if not great. Fish and chips was okay, but not much flavor. Then in parentheses, maybe this is just normal British cooking?
Well, shots fired, but
correct,
yeah, I mean, that is kind of, I think a key to, for at least me, when I'm having fish and chips, is to just douse it in malt vinegar. And that's where the majority of the flavor is coming from, in my opinion.
I think saying maybe this is just normal British cooking, though, is semi-insulting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, and deservedly so.
Yeah, accurate, but insulting, I would say.
Yeah. At some point, we need to talk about the cask mark. Did you encounter the cask mark at all?
I couldn't find it. I saw the one you posted, you sent to me, which is just a this place has cask ale.
Okay, so the cask mark is an extremely serious organization based in the UK, and basically what they do is like secret shoppers. They do that for beer.
We
know all about it. Loss prevention. We just talked about them actually a couple of weeks ago.
There we go. So they kind of certify pubs and bars and so on as selling. No, I'm serious. Like they go and they taste it. It says that at least twice a year they will go to a place that they have certified as selling real cask ale and make sure that it's served properly. And the place I happen to find that there is one place that is cask mark certified in LA. So I went there.
How was the cask ale? Did they fly somebody here?
Is that just real ale? Is that cask ale is real?
Yes. Sorry, cask ale is another term for real ale because it's aged in casks.
Does somebody fly here to do that? Or is there like a cask mark in the United States? Like, is somebody from?
To know.
Yeah, I need to know if they're getting on a plane and flying over here and drinking 2 beers and being
business class flight from London to LA to go and drink. Yeah, exactly. A couple of these beers. Well, the funny thing is that the cask mark plaque had an expiration date on it. It said this is valid through 31st of May. So it's like they kind of sort of assessed that it's good through May. After May, they're going to have to come and check again, obviously.
To make sure that you're still doing it right.
Precisely, that you're serving it right.
And so they would like sort of come in and be like, oh, well, this is cold and delicious. You don't get to have your certification anymore. Is
right, exactly. I'm too refreshed after drinking this. And it said I should just be slightly depressed. They take it seriously enough that on their website they have a thing called the Bad Pint Reporting Tool. Which is basically the beer police. It's knocking on if you go to a cask mark accredited pub and you have a bad pint, then you can tell them about it.
Okay.
Like you can send something in, like you can rat them out.
No, exactly. You can be like, dear Cask Mark Association, I went to the Green King on Tuesday and my pint was 57 degrees and it was too fizzy,
And you would like, I wonder if there's any people who are like, there's like rivalries, between like the cat and then so they're actually like sort of blowing the whistle on them, but it's not actually
totally
true.
Like fake reviews that businesses leave for each other. No, I would absolutely be doing that if I owned a pub down the street. I would be doing that every single day, just flood the zone.
That's really smart. I mean, I saw this guy review. I want to bring in one of the problems with cask ale. First of all, Chris, they're at war with the lager people.
Well, yeah, I would imagine that, but and what is a cask? I'm sorry, I'm a very dumb guy. What is that?
It's just a keg, basically.
Okay.
A special type of keg. Yeah, I did look up an article on beerconnoisseur.com that explains what real ale is. And it's very simple. English casks are built with a keystone serving hole on one end and a larger opening in the center of the cask known as a shive.
Oh, so that's close to what we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Shives?
A shive.
The shive. Shive, guys.
Keep calm and shive on.
Right, exactly.
ACCO.
The whole point is that something about being aged in this cask, and again, not having added extraneous carbonation. The only carbonation is what comes naturally from the yeast that's in the beer. So you do see, and I did yesterday when I went and got this real ale, very, very small bubbles.
Yeah.
But it does not taste
carbonated.
Fizzy. Or like beer, really.
From what I can also tell, it's like very hard to keep your like I read this article for this review from 2018 that at this place that only serves cask ales and maybe a few other ones, and I go, don't buy into the hype, it's rank. Not only I work in the area, so tried it a few times, but also on occasion went with friends who are professional brewers from Switzerland. On all occasions, the beers were just rank. My friends pointed out they're infected with wild yeast, hence the spoilage, but the reaction was, nah, mate, all good. Bottled Budweiser, parentheses, and oh dear Lord, is it piss water. Tastes better than spoiled beer. I'll always avoid it.
It doesn't taste better anymore.
No, it tastes so much worse.
Tastes whoa.
Yeah, so now this person probably have a different review, but I mean, so this seems like a normal person trying real ale.
Yeah.
And this seems like what most normal people's reaction would be, like, oh, this is nasty, and I actually hate it. But so try to, as someone again who knows nothing about this, explain to me sort of the type of person that this would be generally. Are these older people? Does it like
mostly men, Chris?
Oh,
I'll say that.
Yeah, no, it is guys. So before, when I pitched this episode to Bryan, I had not done any research. And I was very relieved that when I did research, I was like, oh, this is even more a type of guy than I realized, because this was based on sort of very kind of like ambient old ideas that I had in my head from growing up, because I grew up in the countryside in Britain.
Where'd you grow up in the countryside?
So like a very small village. It basically is, though, Bryan. It is basically the Shire. I mean, I'm not joking. It is basically what Tolkien was thinking about when he invented the Shire. I grew up very close to the Cotswolds, which is, like
Real Ale Central. I read about so much Cotswold stuff.
Well, and we can talk as well about the Real Ale brewery that is in like the area that I grew up in, Hook Norton, fondly referred to as Hooky. Everyone talks about going to get a pint of Hooky. A pint of Hooky is how they would say it.
Do they have tours at all of those?
Oh yeah.
They do. And then my follow-up question would be, at the end of the tour, do they give you a shirt?
I fucking hope so, man, because I don't know. British people might be even angrier about this shirt situation.
No, I feel like British people wouldn't care about a shirt.
I mean, I think if they were mad, they would just repress it forever.
We need to find a British person that did the Bourbon Trail. So that we could see if they came over here and found out there wasn't a shirt and got furious about
the control group. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I have actually toured this brewery not that long ago, a couple of years ago. It wasn't so much a tour as like they have like this little exhibit that's like, oh, and here's all the old shit, and here's like a old nasty spade or something.
It smells so bad you can smell it. It's so nasty. Yeah, we're gonna make your beer with it.
Yeah.